I will show you some basic Linux commands that every beginner must know. First, let's start with pwd. Let me type pwd. Here you can see the directory where I currently. pwd stands for present working directory. In simple words, it tells you exactly where you are inside the system. Next, to create a directory, we use mkdir. For example, mkdir example. Now, to check whether the directory was created, we can use the command ls. You can see the example directory listed here. Now let's try creating nested directories. It gives an error because the test1 folder doesn't exist yet. So to create directories including parent directories, we can use the flag -p. Now it works perfectly. So if you want to create multiple directories at once safely, always use mkdir-p. To create a new file, we use touch file.txt. Now if I type ls, you can see the file has been created. To delete an empty directory, we use rmdir example. Remember, this only works if the directory is empty. To delete a file, we use rm file.txt. And if you want to delete a directory along with all the files inside it, you can use rm-r test1. But be very careful with this command because it deletes everything permanently. There is no undo in Linux system. Next is cd, which stands for changing directory. Now there are no directories in my current directory. So let's create some directories. We use cd to move from one folder to another. It helps us navigate through the file system. For example, cd space test1. Now I am inside the test1 directory. If I want to go back one level, I can type cd space dot dot. Here dot dot represents the parent directory, which means it takes you one step back. Now let's understand some important symbols in Linux navigation. A single dot represents the current directory. Double dot represents parent directory. If I type cd hyphen tilde symbol, this tilde symbol represents our home directory. No matter where are you in the system, cd space tilde will always take you back to your home folder. Now if I want to go to the previous directory I was in, I can type cd space dash. This command switches you back to the last directory you visited. It is very useful when you are jumping between two folders. If your terminal becomes messy, just type clear. It cleans the screen. And if I type cd space slash, this takes me to the root directory, which is the topmost directory in the Linux file system. Everything in Linux starts from slash. Then we have ls command, which lists the contents of a directory. ls. It shows all the files and folders inside your current location. There are some useful flags. ls hyphen a. This shows hidden files. ls dash l. This gives a detailed view including permissions, file size, and date. Let me clear my screen. Now let's talk about cat. The cat command is used to display file contents. For example, let me create a file. Now I have created a file called text.txt. Now let me type command cat text.txt. It shows what is written inside the file. You can also use it to combine multiple files. Next is the man command. Man stands for manual. It gives you the official documentation of any command. For example, man ls. Inside man mode, press space to go to next page. Press Q to quit. And finally, if you want to leave the shell, just type exit. These are some of the most important Linux basics every beginner should